Hello again, everybody, and welcome to Back to Basics Gaming. Before we get back to the basics, we have to have a little talk about Roger Rabbit. I know this game has been reviewed to death, and I know it is one of the most frowned upon games in the NES library. But, being the idiot that I am, I just had to see it for myself. People can easily edit footage in their videos to exaggerate and make things seem much worse than they really are. So naturally, I was curious to myth bust this game and see if it really was as bad as everyone says. Now, for those unfamiliar with Who Framed Roger Rabbit, I urge you to stop this review and go watch the movie. Trust me, you won't regret it. It's a brilliant film that shows us a world in which toons and humans coexist. It has this mystery / LA Noire type of feel to it, as main character Eddie Valiant chips away to the truth surrounding the mystery of Who Framed Roger Rabbit. I'm not going to go into too much detail with the movie because I'm sure most of you who decided to click on this video have already seen it. So, with that said, let's see if Who Framed Roger Rabbit for the NES is truly as bad as everyone says it is. So, when the game starts up, you assume the role of Eddie Valiant. Roger Rabbit is also with you. From what I noticed, Roger's character does nothing for you, and contributes very little or nothing to this duo. As for Eddie, he only has one type of attack, which is a punch. Though as the game progresses, he gets more things, such as a crowbar and other stuff, but mainly you'll be using the punch. You can charge up the punch by tapping the attack button over and over and build your strength gauge up, which is located at the top of the screen. How much this differentiates from the normal punch? I have no clue. Most of the enemies I encountered were way too small to hit with the punch, such as dogs, rats, and cats. Also, many of these small animals can kill you in one hit. Yep, one fucking hit. This rat right here killed me instantly when I got to the screen. What a cheap ass way to kill me. What kind of pussy do you take Eddie Valiant for? A little rat kills him? Seriously? Eddie is certainly not a pussy in the movie. He braves all sorts of dangers and even antagonizes a giant cartoon gorilla.
What do you think you're doing, chump?
Who you calling a chump, chimp?
And don't let me catch your peeping face around here again. Got it?
Booga booga!
So the game gives you 3 lives and 2 continues. There's also a password system, but I just played the game until all my lives and continues were depleted. I seriously had enough of this fucking game at that point. So not only will tiny animals send you to your grave, but these potted plants will too, along with getting hit by any cars when you traverse the map. Getting killed by a car in one hit makes perfect sense, but when this little fucking potted plant costs me a life, it gets annoying. I lost like 2 lives because of this thing. Plain and simple, the game has no mercy whatsoever on the player. Anyways, getting back on track here, there's also an action command. Pressing the action button will allow Eddie to chat with people walking about and search the area for items. When you talk to somebody, they'll tell you if the building has anything or not. I found it funny that a lot of times when talking to people outside of a building, the dialogue box is obstructed by these potted plants. I mean, sure, I can still read it, but did anyone think to say, hey, we shouldn't have these plants blocking the text box like that? There probably was somebody that said something about it, but they just said, fuck it, who cares? Now, if all I just said sounded bad, we haven't even gotten to the worst part yet. And how there could be something worse than tiny animals able to kill you in one hit is beyond me, but they managed it. When Eddie searches for items in these rooms, it takes almost 5 seconds for him to complete his search. Now granted, I guess they wanted to make it realistic. For example, I know I couldn't find things instantly if I was actually searching for it, hence the word searching. So that would be like me going into my video game collection stored in the closet and automatically finding the title I wanted. But you know what? That's real life. This is a video game. Why should the player have to sit there for 5 seconds every time Eddie has to search for something? And the majority of the time, your search will end up in vain because there's mostly nothing to be found. Mostly. And prepare to search your ass off in this game. There even came a point when I came across a person on the street and they said, "Try searching this building." So I did. I literally searched everything in these rooms. Not once, not twice, but 3 times over. Now, let's just do some basic math here. Usually, in a room, there are 3 things to search. So, if searching one thing takes 5 seconds, then that's already 15 seconds of my life wasted. Let's also add in another 10 seconds just to move about the room. So, 25 seconds per room. I know there's something in the building because when people say to search the building, there's supposed to be something in there. So, 100 seconds just to cover these rooms all together, not counting the lobby. Well, I searched 3 times over, so there's 300 seconds there, 5 minutes. Then I think, oh, I'm so stupid, I should just search these plants in the lobby. And still, nothing there. So then I just go outside and decide, fuck it, I'm leaving. But then I think, wait, maybe it's outside of the building. Nah, the game just said try searching this building. But screw it, I tried everything else. So I look, and there's the detonator, a key item for the game. Well, that's cool, but I'm sure there's still something in the building, right? So I asked this person here, and now they say this building is empty. Well, you know what? The building was empty the whole damn time. Thanks, game, for making me waste 5 minutes of my life because you said to try searching the building, not search the fucking streets. Granted, yeah, I should have been more thorough in searching the streets before entering the building, but that still doesn't give you a free pass to tell me to search the building when there's not a fucking thing in it. So yeah, even after all that, I still decided to continue playing this game. Don't ask me why. When you're moving along the map, which by the way is way too fucking big, you'll hear a siren and some weasels will come after you. If they catch you, you have to answer some stupid riddle and they'll let Roger go. Though this is pretty stupid in its own right, at least the game lets you attempt to prevent yourself from losing a life. Still, it's fucking stupid. And my god, this map really is too fucking big. You can call Benny the cab by pressing the select button, and he definitely makes traveling easier. But still, the map here is too damn big, and in Toontown, it's just as big, if not bigger. So, this is the game. Move around from building to building, trying to put together Arcane Maroon's will, and face Judge Doom once you get all the pieces together. You'll go from LA to Toontown via this tunnel, but it's blocked at first, so you need the dynamite and the detonator. Toontown is even worse, because there's more hazards. It's a fucking mess, plain and simple. I'm glad I never played this game as a kid, for obvious reasons. I thought I reviewed some real stink bombs, but so far, I think Who Framed Roger Rabbit is the worst. And that's saying a lot. That's saying Terminator on the NES is a better game. That's saying Friday the 13th is a better game. Who Framed Roger Rabbit is a simplistic exploration type of game, but suffers from cheap deaths, hub areas that are way too fucking big, and are littered with buildings that mostly have nothing in them. Mostly. And by far the worst part of it all is this fucking search command. Imagine playing Skyrim and having to wait 5 seconds just to search for loot. Unfucking acceptable. This game just makes me want to drop it into a drumful of Judge Doom's dip. Also, it's interesting to note that Who Framed Roger Rabbit was also released on the Game Boy, but it's a totally different game. You start it up and find that in this version, you play as Roger Rabbit. You go from one area to another Zelda style, talking to people and gathering hints as to where your next destination is. I think I played it for 5 minutes and then I had enough. The only thing I noticed Roger can do is search things and do this weird ducking animation. You have to basically make it from point A to point B and take care not to be killed by the weasels. I only managed to get past a few screens and just ended up getting killed. The game does allow you to continue, but you have to start the whole level over again. I also noticed an inventory screen as well. It seems to have a lot of slots for items, but good fucking luck getting any of them because the weasels are constantly on your ass. Like I said, after 5 minutes of this shit, I just threw in the towel. This right here isn't what I would consider a review for the game, but I felt that it was worth mentioning it exists because everyone usually just focuses on the NES title. Maybe I didn't give it a fair chance, but after dealing with the horrid NES game and diving into a game I can already tell is going to be annoying, I most certainly had my fill. So that's it. That's Who Framed Roger Rabbit. I guess everyone was right about this game. I should have stayed the fuck away from it. I can't believe this game was so bad, especially since the audio and programming were both done by Rare. Yeah, LJN published it, but Rare had a hand in it as well. Either way we size it up on who did what, the end product was made and released upon the world like some sort of fucked up man-made virus. So, as usual, thanks for watching, thanks for listening, and thank you for helping me get back to the basics.
You had plenty money, 1922. You let other women make a fool of you. Why don't you do right like some other men?